So we are looking at classification of living organisms. But maybe before we continue with the classification, let's define what an organism is. So an organism is a collection of organ systems working together efficiently as a unit. So this means that all the organs in the body work together to form an organism. For example, in human beings, we have got the lungs, like in man, we have got the lungs, the hearts that work together, the kidneys to form a human being. Very good. So now, classification of living organisms is a process of placing animals, plants into groups according to their similarities in structure, the way they look, physiological processes, the physical activities that goes on in their organisms, and also the behavior of these organisms. So the grouping of these plants, animals is called taxonomy. So the branch of biology which is concerned in classification of these organisms is called taxonomy. And it comes from the Greek word taxis, meaning arrangement, and nomina, meaning distribution. So in short, we are trying to say that we are putting these animals, plants, and whatever into groups. So the levels of classification is called taxon, plural taxa. A taxon is a unit of classification made of similar organisms. So the largest taxon is the kingdom, and the smallest taxon is the species. So all organisms have been put in 7 major taxa, and these include, or these are, kingdom, phyla, class, order, family, genus, and species. Okay, so in the kingdom we have got planta, animalia, bacteria. So all those, there are 5 in the group. But today we are only going to concentrate on animalia, the kingdom called animalia. So in this kingdom, that's where you find porifera, molluscus, annelids, nematode, even chordata for human beings, or us as man. Now, before we look at each of these, first of all, let's look at the general characteristics of this kingdom. So this kingdom usually has got animals that carry out locomotion, or they are able to move about. Now, why do they locomote? Mainly, they locomote to go and look for food. So they have heterotrophic mode of nutrition. What does heterotrophic mean? I'm sure you know, heterotrophic simply means feeding from outside. They cannot make their own food. So they depend on plants that make food, and also they depend on other animals. For example, you, a human being, you go and catch a chicken and kill it. So you can eat vegetables like cabbage, and then you also feed on other animals. Very good. We move on. They are multicellular organisms. They are made up of very tiny cells, the whole body. So like you learned in grade 8 as well as in grade 10, that a group of cells form what? Tissues. A group of tissues form organs. A group of organs form systems. A group of systems form an organism. So we are trying to say that this kingdom is made up of organisms that are multicellular. And also their bodies have a definite shape. Like we are able to see for annelids, the worms, we are able to see the shape of the worms. If we look at a human being, you're able to see the shape of a human being. So you'll be able to tell that this is a worm when you look at it. Yeah? Very good. Then they have cells without cellulose but contain true nucleus. Now, what does this mean? We don't have cellulose because we don't manufacture our own food. So plants contain cellulose because they manufacture their own food, and the cellulose is stored in the cell wall. For us, we don't have a cell wall, so we cannot contain cellulose. But our nucleus is a true nucleus, just like a plant nucleus. It's also a true nucleus. So even us, we have a true nucleus. Very good.